everybody, it's Andrew Matheson.
Hi.
Cruise Sentinel.
Jim Seamus.
He's not Julie Jag, that's for sure.
I'm not Julie Jag. I'm Jim, dressed as Jim.
She lost her job after 1 week. We run a tight ship around here on double coverage.
Oh, I guarantee I could be out in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
She can make that happen.
Back from vacation, are you relaxed?
I am relaxed. When I almost died stand-up paddleboarding, but
Really?
I cleared. Yeah.
Shark?
A skate, and a seal. I was just basically
a deadly seal.
Yeah, I was out in water too deep.
That's a first, I think.
And I got to death wobbles on my knees. And
Did
it
it have?
bad
Was
news.
it wasn't a walrus? I feel like a walrus could kill you. I don't know about a seal.
This seal was pretty cute, but I saw he had a rough side. You know, and I didn't want to see it.
Violent temperament.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't want to. But I'm glad I made it back. It was
We're glad to have you back. This is double coverage for Week 9 preview.
Halloween edition.
Halloween edition.
You
know, it's not black and orange, but you know, it is scary. It is a skeleton.
Is it really Halloween or is it more Karate Kid? Uh-oh. There we go. Let's get on.
That's a Danzig skeleton.
Yeah, he's pretty
apparently. Didn't know. Okay, but yeah, like I said, Week 9 edition, Halloween edition. Hopefully the Week 9 slate isn't as scary as this opening is so far.
All right. Woo!
Good segue. Seaside, Watsonville.
That's scary.
If
you're Watsonville.
It could be scary. Seaside, obviously the top dog in the Monterey Bay League Pacific Division. You want to say something?
No, we're just dying for that punny segue. It's a scary game. Halloween, ghosts and goblins.
Well, I mean, Watsonville can hold their own though at times. I mean, that offense is good enough to score on anybody, I think.
I'll tell you what, their smoke and mirrors aren't going to work this game.
Okay.
Halloween type saying, I guess.
Yeah, we got that.
Seaside's just too good. They have too many weapons, and I don't think Watsonville's going to do. We love Eddie Mares and Roger Contreras. Every week we praise them.
Man, children.
But I just don't. Roger's just too small.
I'm sorry.
He's okay.
Sorry.
But anyway.
He was good though.
He's good.
Do
we know? We do not. We know Fabiano Hale is the mold for Manchild this year. Maybe Kevin Kiff. Guys.
Anthony Cantrell.
Yes, those are them. You got it. You're on
What's the other?
I'll tell you what. You want to know what Manchild is really?
Okay.
Look up and down the Seaside lineup. There's your answer. You don't even need a word for it because you think you're like, oh, 6'2", 200. That's all across the board for Seaside.
Yeah.
And fast.
Yeah, I don't even like interviewing them after games.
Yeah.
I just feel like less of a human being.
Yeah.
Just kind of like looking up.
Why did you get the good athletic?
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. You know.
I got you. They're athletic. They're good.
Yeah.
And they're 8-0.
I feel small.
So.
And yeah, I mean they're good. Everyone knows that. Watsonville's coming off a 43-14 loss to MVC last week. If you're thinking MVC is the second best team in the NBL, now Watsonville's going up against the best team in the NBL. They really haven't played a full 4 quarters yet of football. They've played really good halves, but they haven't put it all together.
If they play 4 quarters, I still don't know if they have a chance.
I mean, the offense is good enough, like I said, to play against anybody. I don't know if the defense can slow it.
Yeah.
Seaside's pretty powerful.
Yeah, they have team pursuit, but I just don't know if they have the speed to really contain Seaside, so I'm liking the Spartans, quite honestly.
I am too. The film is out on Seaside. I don't think they're unbeatable. They beat North Monterey County 7-6. They beat Monte Vista Christian 12-7. They've played some close games. Does Watsonville have enough to, nobody thought North Monterey County had enough to play within a point, though.
Yeah,
So anything can happen, obviously. We like Seaside for this week at least. Seaside's the team, it looks like.
And next up on our slate is Harbor at Soquel.
Yes.
And no. It's a tough game for Harbor. They're trying to bounce back from a 2-game losing streak, and they got thumped last week.
Yeah, and Soquel still has plenty to play for. They're, of course, one game behind Aptos, undefeated Aptos in the loss column. And they still can get a share, at the very least, right now, of the SECL title. Right now, Aptos is in the driver's seat, so the Knights still have a lot to play for. Of course, though, like you mentioned, Harbor coming off a big loss, 68-19 to Scotts Valley, which loves to run the ball.
Well, you know who else loves to run the ball?
I do. The Soquel Knights do, I think.
They do, and individually?
They have a particular man-child that you like to talk about.
He is. Does he by chance have 26 total touchdowns?
School record.
How about 1,308 yards rushing?
School record.
Is that individual Fabiano Man-Child Hale?
The one and only.
That's him. He will go crazy this weekend, as will anyone else. Ryan Reyes should also go off. I imagine they'll try and pass the ball a little bit to shore that up for the playoffs, or not shore that up, but just to fine-tune it.
Yeah.
I know they tried to do that a little bit against Aptos, but they're going to want to be on all systems go for the playoffs coming up if they make it, and more of the same this weekend. It should be a pretty easy test for Soquel, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, Harbor, like we just mentioned, they let up quite a few rushing yards last week to Scotts Valley. Let's see.
But they're like a two-headed horse, right, for Scotts Valley? No.
What do you mean?
With their system, the way they
Ari Morgan and Jake Renberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of Morgan, and they give the ball to Renberg in kind of those short yardage goal line type situations. So, but obviously Morgan's their guy. Hale's Soquel's guy.
You know, I don't really care who gets the ball. Remember the swim move, 26 sacks, and the rip move. You can give you or I the ball. Run, Andrew, run, Forrest, and you will score behind Soquel's line. There's all coming down to Soquel's line, just dominant, and that's what you're going to see.
Yeah.
Anything they want.
I was really in the moment there.
I know. I felt that. I'm like, wow! I really.
Look at this. Try and get it out. You can't.
I can't get it out. Soquel Knights this week.
Soquel Knights this week. We like Soquel. Watch out.
Yeah.
Watch out for Miles Small though. He had a pretty decent game last week against Scotts Valley.
I'll be about sacked about 4 times this week.
All right. There you go. That's a prediction. We like Soquel as well. That's also a prediction.
Okay.
Next game on the slate, Friday night, 7:30 p.m. SLV visiting Aptos. Before we get any further, I just want the kids at home. I had one hand on that strip. You should always have 2 hands.
That's true.
Always have 2 hands.
Who knew that this show would be instructional?
Yeah, and if you have one hand, you wanted to wait from the tackler.
Yes, that's
so
true.
Right, so like
that's
this.
True. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you know what I'm saying?
No, I know. But if you have to do, I do this.
You don't do that to me.
Okay.
No. You don't talk to the hand. All right.
Onto the game though. SLV and Aptos. Aptos can clinch at least a share of the Santa Cruz Coast Athletic title.
Go Mariners.
With a win over SLV, which has
Not
lost 2 straight. But they showed a little bit of life last week against Soquel. They fell behind 21-0.
What a cool game last week, though, for SLV. Win or lose.
Oh yeah.
You know, that
There
was
were so many different angles. David Mays game, of
Yeah.
course. There's also a Doug Morris tribute that was very cool.
Yeah, a lot of former players showing up.
A lot of former players, yeah.
None of that intensity is going to drop off this week. He's going to have the troops fired up, and I don't know if they're going to pull an upset here. It would be an upset.
Yes.
But this could conceivably be SLV's last game. They have a bye in their final week.
Yep.
Their last game of this season, and maybe the last game under Doug Morris. After 25 years, he could be retiring this year. There's
Could be.
chitter chatter about it. We don't know. No one knows for sure. He's not addressing it. But if that's the case here, I mean, we're a C league, and SLV, do they get in at 6-4, 3-3? No.
It's gonna be. It's a C league right now. Still, those at-large points just aren't coming with those C league teams.
Yeah.
Really got to win the league, or you have to finish second.
Oh, they're going to be fired up. The Cougars are.
Yeah. So
that's what makes this game so exciting.
It should be interesting just with that.
Yeah.
Basically, with what might happen.
Yeah.
With Doug Morris, we don't know, but I think the players will play for it.
Definitely.
You know?
But I also feel like Aptos is far superior on the line, and they have just so many weapons in that offensive backfield that it's going to be. I mean, we talked about the perfect game earlier.
And they're playing for a league title still.
Yeah. There's no doubt that.
So there's a lot. This could be interesting. There's a lot on the line for both teams right now.
Of all the games this weekend, Monte Vista LSL is great, but I kind of want to see.
Getting ahead of yourself, sir.
Yeah, I want to see this Aptos SLE game. It should be a good one.
Yeah,
Emotionally.
Yeah.
You know.
Who do you like?
I like Aptos. I'm sorry I like Aptos. Aptos is proven this year, and I have to go with them.
I like Aptos too. On paper,
yeah.
Because those little intangibles, we don't really know how they're going to play out with mentality and coming out fired up. Obviously, both teams will come fired up, but I like Aptos on paper at least, so I'll go with Aptos as well. Another game on Friday night, not Saturday.
Not Saturday.
Like it said in the paper. Who wrote that?
Oh.
I think it was me. Santa Cruz is visiting Scotts Valley, not at 2 p.m. on Saturday. They're playing Friday night at 7:30 p.m. under those sweet-smelling portable lights.
Yeah.
Breathe it in, baby.
They're trying to smoke out a red-hot Santa Cruz High football team.
Ha!
Now we're talking about a team that hadn't scored in
17 quarters.
And what did they do last week?
Posted 50.
Bam! Ow! That's what they did. They were just shocking. They were just crossing the end zone.
No, it was impressive. We gave them their kudos last week.
Yeah, good job,
We gave them
Cardinals.
several golf claps.
But
for the Cardinals, it was a 17-quarter scoreless streak early in the season. Then they posted a 50 spot against St. Francis.
St. Francis, who is not
Scotts Valley.
the Scotts Valley High sentence. You finished my sentence.
Oh, I thought I was supposed to. I thought we were Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Well, in that case, we were. But the Falcons are going to go crazy, stir crazy, whatever on this game. In this game, they put up a 68 spot last week and beating Harbor. More of the same this week. I wouldn't be surprised if they scored 70. And that's no offense to Santa Cruz. It's just a reality of what this could be. They're far superior on the offensive line.
Yeah, that we don't talk about that O-line enough, I don't think, and the D-line enough. They usually go unheralded,
Yeah.
and for good reason. No, I'm kidding. We just don't talk about Scotts Valley's line enough. I feel like they're pretty solid. They do a lot of things. Like I think we talked about them a couple weeks ago against SLV. They just prevented no holes from opening up. I expect the same thing tomorrow night or tonight, depending on when you watch this. Friday night against Santa Cruz.
And
I don't think Santa Cruz isn't scoring 50, so.
No, not tonight. But you know, it's funny, we said the Falcons were the best 1-5 team out there a few weeks back.
We did.
The best 3-5 team out there right now, and they're just going to have their way.
So they're living up to all that stuff we talked about them.
Just for the sake of the fans showing up, I hope Santa Cruz can make this mildly competitive.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have some pieces. Ashton Davis is great. Riley Cameron's, big kid behind that line. They got some pieces,
We'll
but
see.
they need to get through that line in Scotts Valley. So I like Scotts Valley. I don't know by, what'd you say, 68, 58, 78?
I said 72 points, actually, that Scotts Valley's going to score.
Okay, I don't know if I like them that much.
Okay.
I like Scotts Valley as well. Maybe a 50 spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And next up, the final game for Friday evening, Monte Vista Christian at Alisal. Pow! The big bad mama jamma! They're both 3-1 in league, and someone's going to have sole possession of second place after this, and possibly, if Seaside is upset, perhaps first place. So it should be a good game. Alisal's only two losses are a non-conference loss to Aptos and a league loss last week to Seaside, 27-14.
Yes.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking NBC has a lot to play for. They got 7 wins, and we all know what 2 years ago happened with 7 wins. They fell half a point, half a power point short of reaching the postseason. They know what 7 wins means, although I don't think any of the players played on that team.
No,
but the coaches know it, and I think it's they were on JV in freshman year, and I think the players they remember it too.
The players know it because they're running extra laps for it. They're just training for this day.
Yeah.
So I think there'll be I actually like Monte Vista in this game, even though the game's on the road. This game's going to be brutal. It's unfortunate that Monte Vista had to play its 2 toughest games on the road, but that's why I think they're kind of playoff tested, so to speak. I mean, they played Seaside on the road and played them tough and blew it in the final minute.
No, people give them crap for having a soft schedule during the non-conference play, and then they come down to Seaside and almost beat them.
Yeah.
So I still see the same thing with Alisal. I think they're going to go to Salinas and take it to them. I know Alisal's coming off a loss to Seaside at about 28-14, I believe. Does that sound correct?
Sounds about right.
They're only up 7-0 though at halftime. 27-14. Thank you. They're only up 7-0 at halftime though, so they did play them close. They played physical. I've only seen Alisal once when they played Watsonville, and they do like to run it. They have that quarterback, Ezekiel Gonzalez, who's pretty solid, who can throw, but they will opt to run the ball. They got a big fullback named Jovan Villalobos.
Yeah, you can tell he's short yardage guy, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's. I mean, if you ran the ball more, maybe a man-child.
Yeah, no, I don't. Monte Vista Christian's not huge in the linebacker position, but they are pretty good up at the defensive front, and I think they'll shut down the short yardage situation. So I don't figure Jovan will be a factor. They just can shut down Ricardo Munoz.
Yeah, he's their other big guy. NBC's run defense is pretty solid. Connor Parker is a beast on that line.
Yeah.
And he kind of anchors that defensive line for them, and they do pretty solidly with the run defense.
Yeah.
Watsonville got a couple of holes last week against Monte Vista, but nothing too much. You were correct in your assessment of Roger Contreras not getting a 40-yard touchdown.
Yeah, dog. Sorry. Sorry, Roger. I'm so sorry for being late. But that said, Gonzalez, you mentioned the quarterback. He can pass a little bit.
He can.
He doesn't have a ton of. He's 6 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that Monte Vista, if we're going to say Monte Vista is going to win this thing, can force a lot of 3rd and longs and force them to pass.
Yeah.
Because I think their secondary might be able to pick off a couple balls.
Yeah, I agree. I like Monte Vista.
Close game though. I don't see a runaway here. I see something like
It's gonna be
35-28. I really do. I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think Alisal is going to put a few more points on then.
I say at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, I hope I'm wrong for this situation and for the fact that Monte Vista can hopefully get in the playoffs.
We both like Monte Vista, just by how much?
Go Mustangs. That is it for our Week 9 Friday previews.
Week 9.
Nueve, for our other audience that watches us.
Yeah, you can check out Saturday's edition.
Our Spanish-speaking audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And our other edition, and online.
We have a Saturday edition, we have Go Online, we have game stories, we have features, we have columns, we have
Twitter?
power polls, we have Twitter, we have game capsules.
We have everything. We have more than that.
And you can check it all online, santacruzsentinel.com/
football.
And yeah, go on Twitter, check out the games, and check out our skeleton. Oh, are you passing the torch?
This guy is all over it.
Yeah?
Get your spin. You see his spin last week? It's phenomenal.
Here we go. Ready?
Ready. I'm ready. We're all ready.
Hit it!
Yeah! Woo! Oh. Yes, you are. You're super freaky. Ow.